Folks, I saw them. This is not a meme. I saw them. I saw the drones in Los Angeles. I've seen the SUV-sized drones. They were Cadillacs. They were all driven by Armenian Uber drivers. They came out of Glendale, and they were floating over Venice. Folks, today's going to be a bit of a deep dive on a couple different things. So let's cue on the lights. Welcome to the company lot. Ladies and gentlemen, I am not memeing. I will try to get a clip of what was on my phone. I don't want to dox my living location, but unironically, I saw the drones. And I guess it's worth putting out there that I don't know what to believe. When I say this, I'm not telling you what to think, all right? I am saying that when the drones were up in the sky, though, Uber rates did go up. And I think there's a weird connection between the size. You know, everyone says SUV-sized drone, SUV-sized drone. I zoomed in on the windows of all the SUV-sized drones, and they were, in fact, tinted Cadillac windows. They were Cadillac, what is it? Escalade V, which is a beautiful car, by the way, the V series, Escalade V series. They were very fast. I actually did see the drones, and I thought it'd be fun to just briefly describe what I saw, because Alina and I were just staying up late. We were chit-chatting, about our $300 million safety bunker, when we want to go down into it, what type of foosball table we want. Do we want one with players made of diamonds or pure marble? And then she looks out the window and she goes, "What the fuck is that?" Just like that. "What the fuck is that? That is crazy." And I look out the window and I see this weird constellation looking like grouping of lights, and they're all blinking red and green. Now, there was a new fire that popped up in LA. Summer's here. Hey, do you live in Los Angeles? Summer's here. Do you smell that? That's the ash. Summer is here. We're doing Ash Wednesdays every day at Barney's Beanery and Hooters. So, I don't know if they were helicopters observing this brand new fire or if they were the drones. I tried to look up the new fire relative to where the drones were, and I don't think they were near that area based on where I was looking. And I don't think this because one of Alina's old coworkers, and this is crazy because now I'm one of these like drone alien people, trying to retell some bullshit, but I'm trying to give this to you as nonpartisan as possible. This is just my lived experience. Alina's old boss posted video of the drones right over her, like where she lives. I don't want to dox where she lives, but it's Venice. Venice, California. And here's what creeped me out is we were looking at her story because we were looking on Twitter and no one was tweeting about this, and we thought we were going insane. Then she just happened to look at her boss's story. She goes, "Holy shit, look at this." And her boss had posted them 4 hours before we saw them. So they had been there seemingly for 4 hours. So I filmed them from my phone, and then I have a 1000x zoom camcorder. And if I can put the footage in here without giving away where I live, I will. If you don't see the footage, then it's too personal. But I was zooming in with my 1000x camcorder. I've tested this camcorder a bunch, and I can pick up either shitty or decent detail very, very far away. It's pretty impressive. And the thing that kind of freaked me out was I zoomed in on the drones, and I was able to get the same image of the drone that Alina's old boss posted to her story. And they don't look like, my footage does not look unlike anything you may have seen online, where it's like a white light with the blinking red and green lights. And I just sat there watching them. We both are just watching them out the window. And they were kind of organized in it looked like a constellation almost. And then they moved and they were in a line and then they would kind of float around, and then at some point in us watching, they literally all just dispersed. And I don't like this for me because now I just have that forever. And I saw that, and I will be perpetually insane. I don't think I'll sound like a cogent person when I retell this story. And that's what I'm trying to do. So I saw the drones. They scanned all of Venice. They were like, where can we touch down? They probably saw the line at the brig, and they were like, too long, let's just get out of here. And they left. But so now I just have that, and maybe I'll do another video like going in and diving deeper on the conspiracies, but that's just in my brain. And I'll get to terrorize my son when he learns words. I'll be like, hey, Daddy saw an alien once, or he thinks it was an alien. We don't know yet. And just before I had seen them, I was sort of eye-rolling that new story about that egg they found at the bottom of the ocean. They're like, unidentified, alien, whatever the fuck, penis projectile. I don't know what the proper term is. And I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever. And then I see this out my window, and I go, great. Now I've got it. So they're here to get us. That's all I'm here to say. And I'm here to let you know that this is the end times. It's over. No. Now that I've scared you, if you want a little bit of positive news, because this news week has been very chaotic, it's been a lot, I have some positive news for you, and that is the FDA has approved standalone use of, wait for it, ketamine-derived depression treatment. Now, that's all good and well. Maybe you live in LA and you go to like some obscure clinic and you get ketamine treatment anyway, but this one's different. This is something named Spravato, which is a nasal spray, which you would easily confuse for your normal allergen, same type of deal, but it's ketamine, which is fun, and it's been legalized. At this moment, I want you to take a guess of who is producing this nasal ketamine. Johnson & Johnson. The Diddy Party presenting sponsor is now producing ketamine, as if the baby oil wasn't bad enough. They really want mass freak-offs, it seems like. That's what they want. No, they want mass K-holing, apparently. Yeah, Johnson & Johnson, I guess, since 2019, I didn't even know this. I learned this a couple days ago. They got this approved in 2019, get this, to be used in combination with antidepressants. So you could go for the last few years, I had no clue this existed. For the last 5-6 years, you could have gone to your doctor and say, hey, bro, I'm dealing with some things. They go, let me send you to my guy. And you go to his guy, and his guy goes, hey, if the Xanax isn't enough, I got K-hole when you need it too. Which is kind of nice. Just on-demand K-holes, and it's very discreet. It might look like you're taking care of your allergies, Let's say you're at a company town hall and it's taking too long. Locked out. Maybe you're at a funeral. It's getting a little too uncomfortable. You don't like the feelings it's giving you. Everyone's going, wonderful cover to just ram that thing up your nose. Your Spravato. You can K-hole in front of your family's open casket. My point of reference for ketamine, by the way, is a guy on my tour crew. He used to love just K-holing in the hallway of an apartment. I mean, of a hotel, not an apartment. Same thing. Whatever hotel we were staying at, he would just, I don't know why, he liked to do the ketamine in the hallway on the way to the elevator. And I would always know what floor he was staying on because I could just go up, the motels 1 through 5, on the elevator, and I could just step off and peek my head out the elevator, and I would find him. I'm like, oh, he's on 3, because he'd just be standing there. Anyway, So you could have ketamine in combination with antidepressants since 2019, and that's thanks to J&J. But here's what's good now. So now they're really stoked because it is available as a monotherapy, which I would think means by yourself. No, monotherapy is a medical treatment that uses a single treatment for disease. Okay, so now they're saying, hey, maybe we take you off the pills and you just use the nasal spray. Which, thank you. Big Pharma has our best interests in mind. This stat also blew my mind. Dude, they made $780 million off of this in 2024. Legal ket. You can be a legal ket head with the right prescription. Apparently, it's only available through a restricted program, which it can't be that restricted if they made $780 million. That's a lot of people doing J&J's ket. J&J Special K. That has a nice ring to it. If you're part of the J&J Special K, let us know your experience. I'm very curious what this is like. I'll tell you the product, like the physical item, it looks crazy. It looks like a baby thermometer or something. Also, the root drug is pretty funny. Esketamine. Spanish ketamine. Hey man, is that Coke in there? No, it's ketamine. No, it's ketamine. Now I'm not a ketamine user, but I'm recently aware as a result of like learning about Spravato that nasal ketamine, I guess, has been around for a little bit, and ketamine has been used to treat depression for I don't know how long now, but like it's not at this point it's been explored, or it's been explored a decent amount. That's my understanding. One of you guys can correct me on that if that's not totally accurate, but that is my understanding. So this is kind of like the PS3 of nasal ketamine. They got the kind of, generic PS1, and then we've jumped up a few levels with the Spravato esketamine. And I guess it's got like a decent efficacy to like make you feel better. I don't know if it's good that we can just roll around with a little bit of ketamine in the purse or the pocket. Maybe it is. Is this turning into Brave New World? Are we going to start flying around in helicopters and doing soma when things feel a little bit weird? By the way, Brave New World, I think I may reread that. If you haven't read that book, it's like the Orwell, what was it? My brain's not working today. 1984, sorry. It's the 1984 adjacent, but Brave New World, it's kind of more about like, I don't want to spoil it because it is a fun read, a bit ridiculous at times, but it is a fun read. They made a terrible movie about it, and I'm surprised it hasn't been remade. But I do believe one of the main characters is a short guy who's mad at the world. And I remember reading that in high school thinking, damn, even in the made-up future world, the short guy is still angry. Shout out to him. Matter of fact, a lot of my high school learnings was short guys just are fucking pissed. In Brave New World, the short guy was angry. I was learning about Napoleon. He was angry. It was just installed in my head that I was prone to anger as a little man. Anyways, so this Johnson & Johnson ketamine thing caught my eye because I went to Reuters, I don't know, a couple days ago, and I see 3 FDA stories in line next to each other. Like the FDA is just stamping them out, having fun the week of the inauguration. They're like, hey, everyone's upset. Give them ketamine. Everyone feeling bad? Legalize Zyn. Because I guess Zyn, but that's like been in the works. So Zyn is approved now. So when you go to the liquor store, you can get Zyn, You can have your pocket ketamine, and you can get galaxy gas. You can have all that shit in your bag, but what you can't have is red number 3. So no more cosmic brownies, but you can get galaxy gas. Under the Delaney Clause of the Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act, the FDA must prohibit any food additive shown to cause cancer in humans or animals. That is any food that causes cancer in humans or animals. So not to be confused with Zyn. All right, Zyn is not food as long as you don't swallow it. Animal studies conducted in the 1980s revealed a link between high doses of Red 3 and the development of tumors in male rats, leading the FDA to ban its use in cosmetics in 1990. However, Red 3 remained in the food supply for decades, prompting criticism. A 2022 petition from the Center of Science and Public Interest, aka a bunch of fucking party poopers. They renewed the call for its prohibition. Today's action by the FDA marks a monumental victory for consumer health and safety. That is according to Ken Cook, who works for the Environmental Working Group. And that's like some whatever bunch of nerds wanted to get this banned. And I'm taking these guys to task because what they have taken away from us is the last remaining things. You know, these were the items that just you knew they were horrendous for you. You knew they were made from plastic, but they were nostalgic in a way, and you just maybe you took them on because cigarettes aren't enough. You wanted some of that classic cancer-causing agent. Guys, we lost Pez candy. Double Bubble? I mean, we always knew that was horrible. Double Bubble was good for literally 0.2 seconds. You licked all the sugar off and you just had raw, xanthan gum. You just had raw petroleum in your mouth that you were just, people say like Skittles use like horse feet or whatever as an ingredient. Double Bubble felt like you were eating pickled horse tongue. It's a terrible candy, but I'm sad we've lost it. Jelly Belly candies, night. Candy corn, as if we didn't know those were just fucking pool cue tips. And then trolley sour crunchy crawlers. That's rude because whenever I'm jonesing for a stomach ache, I love just, housing a few trolley sour bites. Dude, no more fruit by the foot. And no more cosmic brownies. And then, bro, because it's common in strawberry flavoring, so we don't have Yoo-Hoo strawberry drink. So I don't know anyone that drinks Yoo-Hoo besides one of my producers, Alex. Alex and I were having a race to see who would get testicular cancer first, and he was using Yoo-Hoo as a way to catch up to me because I'm well ahead because I have 10 years of double bubble consumption. So I was well on my way to winning. But he was pounding that strawberry Yoo-Hoo to catch up. And now, the race is back in my favor because I've had years of, Pez and trolley. And I'm just going to speed it up with a little bit of Zen. So I think I'll end up winning the testicular cancer battle. Hey everyone, I want to take a quick break to thank a sponsor of today's episode, Shopify. Shopify makes it easy to start your own business, and a new year might mean a new year of opportunities for you if you've been looking to start a new business. Maybe it's something you've been kicking around over the holidays and you finally feel like it's time to pull the trigger, but you may have a ton of questions. How do you get started? How do you come up with a brand, etc.? Shopify aims to be a solution for you. Shopify wants to make it simple to create your brand and just get your business open and get to your first sale. You can get your store up and running easily with thousands of customizable templates, no coding or design skills required, and all you need to do is drag and drop. They offer social media tools to connect your channels and help you create shoppable posts and help you sell everywhere where people scroll. Shopify makes it easy to manage your growing business. They help with details like shipping, taxes, and payments from one single dashboard, and their aim is to allow you to focus on the important stuff like growing a business. Established in 2025 might have a nice ring to it, in your mind. So why wait? You can sign up now for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/companylot, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/companylot. Start selling with Shopify today. Shopify.com/companylot. Hey guys, we want to take a quick break to thank a sponsor of today's episode, Birddogs. Dressing up for the winter is tricky for men. A hoodie makes you look like you're running late for college finals, and a blazer makes you feel like you're going to a funeral. Birddogs classic quarter zips are perfect when you're looking for something in between. Whether you're golfing or going on a first date, Birddogs quarter zips are a great go-to. Now, what about the pants? We all know wearing nice pants is the worst. However, Birddogs wants to offer you a little something called stretch khakis. Their stretch khakis actually look like you're dressing up, but they have the ability to stretch and flex when you need. So, you know, if you're one of those guys that likes to do splits at people's weddings or company parties, this might be for you. Other athleisure pants, you know, they tend to look shiny or maybe too casual to wear in the office, but Birddogs stretch khakis can finally offer you a little bit of style and comfort. Because again, their goal is to enable you to be the guy that does the splits at events and parties uninhibited and look good as well. For a limited time, our listeners can get a free hat with any order when you use the code LOT at birddogs.com. They've sent me some stuff, namely this. This one looks great when I'm mainlining electrolytes into my body after having pissed myself from running several miles. But, you know, the stretch khakis, we got a pair. I tried them out. The splits, I can do them. I don't do them well, but I can get my nuts to floor pretty easily in those. When you go to Birddogs, you can pick the waist and length size so the pants can be tailored exactly to your liking. And for a limited time, again, our listeners get a free hat with any order when you use the code LOT at birddogs.com. You get their best-selling hat completely free when you use code LOT at birddogs.com. I think Ensure, I don't know if you know what that is, if you have an old person living in your home. Old people love Ensure. It's like, I used to steal these from grandparents. I had some grandparents that drank this shit, and the chocolate one as a kid, it just tasted like a protein shake. That's probably why I didn't grow, because I was housing this stuff and it probably had negative effects on my body. But god damn it, as a kid, a little bit of cancerous Ensure, delicious during the day. So yeah, I thought it was pretty funny that, you know, we got Zyn, we got ketamine, but you can't have strawberry candy. Drugs and the FDA are kind of at the front of my mind because the creator of the Silk Road, Ross Ulbricht, I don't know how do you say that? I'm not a well-educated person. He was free. He had a life sentence. I think he was gonna die in prison, and he was freed. Excuse me. I think he did about 10 years. And me and my friends were saying, dude, this guy must have so much Bitcoin. This dude was not able to spend any of it either. He was locked in a cell. He's probably got a Bitcoin wallet just somewhere. And it's probably got 100 Bitcoin on there, you know, at least. What's 100 times 100,000? A million? 100 million? 10 million. Math is my strong suit. So even if he's got 100, he's got 10 million bucks. I mean, that's pretty good. You come out of jail, you got 10 million bucks sitting on a hard drive somewhere. Flush it. Cash out. Every photo I've seen of him, this guy is grinning ear to ear. So I can only imagine that this guy has probably maybe $500 bajillion on a USB stick in his house as some cold storage. And he's thinking, boy, oh boy, I'm about to party. I'm about to party so hard they're going to have to send me back. I'm about to make up 10 years of life in 6 months. How long until we see the creator of Silk Road on the Aiden Ross stream? Call it out. I want to see some predictions in the comments. So he's 40 years old with a bajillion in Bitcoin, but I don't know. It's kind of a weird time. Where can you really spend that money? He went in 10 years ago. So what's happened in the last 10 years? I mean, like, this guy's never used TikTok. He doesn't even know about all the people. He's 40. He might be in that, he might be susceptible to some of those scams. What was that lady? She thought she was in a relationship with Brad Pitt. Yeah, some lady got conned. Yeah, a French woman. She was 53. She got conned for 800,000 euros, which is, that's like $53 American. No, I think the euro has been stronger up until recently. That is actually $850,000 US. So that's a good amount of scratch. That's a couple Lamborghinis. That's a single day pay rate for XQC on a Twitch stream. So I don't know. He's 40, man. He can't get scammed now. And obviously he created the Silk Road, so he's a pretty smart guy. But I don't know, dude. I don't know. Give it 10 years. One of you might be able to be the one to trick Ross into having a relationship with Digital Anne Hathaway. You might be able to do it. I just put that to the group. I'm not saying you should do that, but you could try. I was going down a weird rabbit hole of drug stories because after, reading about the ketamine and I kind of started going through Reddit because I'm like, has anyone used this stuff? And it took me some weird places. This story is old, and I put that in quotes because old is a really aggressive term these days. Something is 3 days old. Or, something happened a week ago and people call that old news. Oh, this is objectively old, but I had completely missed this story. Maybe it's not right, but I just couldn't stop laughing. And this is one, it happened last year. A U.S. pilot who took magic mushrooms tried to cut the engines. So he was charged with 83 counts of reckless endangerment, which when jail sentences get that high, it's like, do you even need the 83? This is like a comical amount of charges. Don't you need? Couldn't you just put him in there with like 5? That's like when someone commits a crime and the judge is like, I'm gonna give you 1,000 life sentences. It's just cartoonish. So this is awesome. It was an Alaska Airlines pilot, and he attempted to shut off the engines of a passenger plane mid-flight after ingesting magic mushrooms. He said he called his actions unfathomable in some of his first public remarks. His name's Joseph Emerson, okay? And he's describing... They interviewed him, and he goes, this is 30 seconds of my life that I wish I could change, and I can't. Emerson, who was an off-duty pilot, so he wasn't even on the clock. He was authorized to ride in the cockpit's jump seat. He tried to disable the plane's engines by deploying the fire suppression system. The plane, it was going from Everett, Washington to San Francisco, but I guess they had to park it in Portland. And there were 80 people on the flight. So, 80 people, I see why the 83 counts. Each one of them, they had to get, a count for each person, probably the pilot and then the 2 flight attendants. So I see why they gave him the 83. After his arrest in Oregon on state counts of attempted murder, Emerson told the police he believed he was having a nervous breakdown. He thought he was dreaming, which is awesome. You're sitting there and you almost took out a fucking airplane and you're tripping balls, and they go, why did you do that? And he goes, I thought I was dreaming. He pulled the fire handles in the cockpit. He said he had experimented with psychedelic mushrooms recently because his mental health was worsening. He said he had taken psychedelic mushrooms 2 days earlier to commemorate the death of his best friend. Dude, 2 days prior. Okay, we all heard of microdosing. I think this guy was macrodosing. Super macrodosing. And this sentence confuses me because was he tripping for 2 days straight? Like, is that even possible? I've done mushrooms and, a small amount, and I tripped for a handful. I didn't even trip that long. But I was high as hell for many, many hours. So I guess if you take a fat enough dosage, it'll just be in your body. Let's consult Google. How long can a mushroom trip last? Pussy. I always got to talk a little shit to Google. Just to let it know who's boss. Between 3 and 6 hours can a mushroom trip last a day. I'm not seeing anything. Okay. So he said that he was hallucinating still and that nothing felt real as he was sitting on the plane. He had a feeling of being trapped. And so he was thinking, am I trapped in this airplane? This is not real. I need to wake up. So he just reached up and grabbed the 2 red handles in front of him that would have activated the plane's fire suppression system and cut off fuel to its engines at 30,000 feet. Holy fuck, dude. So he took all of that mushroom paranoia and he put it into 83 people at that moment. Can you imagine being the primary pilot and this guy walks in and he's just kind of got a weird look in his eyes and they're like, hey, Joseph's going to sit up front. He's going to ride with us to San Francisco. And you're like, yeah, sure. What's up, buddy? And he's like, hey, my friend just died. You're like, sure you want to take the exit row? Which that would have been crazier. Could you imagine? What if he was sitting in the exit row and he goes, this is a dream. And he stands up and he starts to like yank the door open. Maybe just as bad as him doing this. But he also, it's terrible. All the people lived, so it's fine. But the image of a co-pilot just reaching up in the middle of a flight, just opening his eyes and going, surreal scenes. So he thought that's what was going to get him out of his supposed bad dream. I guess the crew subdued him. They removed him from the flight deck. But even as the plane descended, he tried to grab another lever operating the cabin door. Emerson warned a flight attendant, you need to cuff me right now or it's going to be bad. In December, he was indicted on 1 count of endangering an aircraft, 83 counts of recklessly endangering another person. And yeah, if you pulled the emergency tabs on an airplane, you would think you're probably going to jail for at least 180 million years, maybe? No, because as of December, what was this? Last year, this dude posted a $50K bond, and he's just required to engage in mental health services and avoid taking any intoxicants and alcohol. And a grand jury heard the case, and he was indicted on lesser charges. Now, to me, this kind of sets a weird precedent. Because to me, this is like, well, if you take mushrooms and you open the door on a plane, as long as no one dies, you won't go to jail for that long. You'll just get in a little bit of trouble, not a ton of trouble. And as I say this, I'm getting on a flight later today, so I'm basically saying that I'm going to try it. I'm gonna macro dose and see what I can get away with. Nah, JK. Regular consumers of psychedelics, I don't know how you people do it. Go out in public with that stuff. It is, it's bold moves. Not for me. Reading this and thinking about tripping balls on an airplane, now I'm just thinking about other jobs where you cannot be high. You cannot be fucked up. Because that's an interesting spectrum, right? A lot of people have, in our modern world, a lot of people have office jobs where they can be tripping balls, right? You could be on ecstasy doing accounting. That's probably what's like working at Loom, like Severance. That's probably what that feels like. It's hitting me now. And they're looking at those numbers. They're just like on ecstasy and they're kind of having like this numeric synesthesia. They're like, ooh, fucking, is that 7319821? Oh my God. That feels like good. That's probably what ecstasy accounting feels like. You know, you could, I mean, hey, even if you're giving lethal injection, you could be tripping balls doing that. You probably need to be high as hell. That's pretty creepy. You're about to go in for the last put down, and the doc walks in, cheesing. Hey, bud. Sorry this happened to you, man. Good night, sweet prince. And he leans over and he kisses you on the forehead. I'd like that if I was getting lethal injection and the doc leaned over and he just gave me a little smooch. And he tucked my hair back. Hey, buddy, I'm sorry to do it to you, but we'll make it right. Mwah. Love you. All right. So you could be fucked up for that. You cannot be tripping balls cutting wood. You cannot be cutting down trees tripping balls. That would be the scariest thing ever. Guy shows up to the job site, pupil is big as hell. What's up, bud? You're like, oh, he about to fuck a chainsaw. He about to grind his ass on a chainsaw. Like a 7-year-old, he's just gonna pull his pants down and rub his grown ass on a chainsaw because he's tripping balls. Can't do that. You can't. You probably can't. I wonder if you could be on acid working at, like, you know, what is it? That hadron collider, that particle accelerator. You might be able to be high as hell just smashing atoms. Picture that. Tripping an absurd amount of balls and you just slam the wrong 2 atoms and you're like, bud, I think I made a black hole. Dave, can you come down to the collider? I think I just made a black hole. Yeah, can't do that. Can't trip balls flying a helicopter. That's bold scenes right there. You can't trip balls flying an airplane. We know that. We know that that's passable. It's not recommended, but it's passable. It can happen. You know. But I think that's really funny that a lot of us, I think we have jobs where we can be high. I can be tripping balls right now. I could be shroomed the fuck out right now. It would be the same content, just babbling, nuts, going crazy. It'd be fine. I don't think I've ever had a job where I couldn't be high as God. I think every single one of my jobs, I could have been high as God, dude. Why did I suffer through Best Buy? That's just hitting me now. I did Best Buy sober. I didn't have to do that. I did not have to work that job sober. If anything, the amount of access we have to substance, we should be thankful that, because old people, they complain when they go into Target, and I even see this on TikTok, the boomerification of Gen Z or whatever. People argue, up and down the ladder that retail employees should be excited to do their job and this and that. Dude, we should be thankful that we have the percentage of retail employees that we have that aren't on acid. Because retail work is the thing that would, I think, 3 months of it is enough to push anyone to be like, I'm just gonna blank out. I just want to not be conscious for the time that I'm working here. Maybe that's where the inspiration for Severance came from. Because I would have liked that working at Best Buy. If I could have just sent myself in there and just not remembered any shitty conversation I had and then came out, that'd be great. Severance is such a good show because it's such a great concept. Just sever yourself. I mean, isn't Severance also just kind of like blacking out? For my alcoholics out there, isn't that what Severance is? Yo, dude, you threw up all over us last night and you said some weird things. Oh, sorry, that was my Audi. My bad. I don't have control over him. Anyways. But yeah, that story kind of took me to another fun place where this dude, he was debating going to Jimmy Carter's funeral on acid. And he like posted this to Reddit. He was like, "Hey y'all, I love Jimmy Carter. I've read his books, watched his documentaries. You know, he's gonna be lying in the Capitol building, and you know, how crazy would it be to drop somewhere between 50 UG and 150 UG and pay my respect at like 4 a.m. where there wouldn't be that many people? Would I be stopped? Have y'all been to a former president's funeral on acid? Have any of you this story feels like, this guy hasn't posted since he posted that. And so in the vein of the pilot, I'm kind of waiting for a news story. Guy on acid tries to blow Jimmy Carter's dead body. Guy on acid tries to grab the remains of Jimmy Carter's penis and put it in his mouth. What if I just started jacking off right now? Noel gooning for the last 15 minutes? Man, gooning is such a... I feel like it's such a broken meaning now. Because I thought, gooning was not completing. But now people use gooning as to complete. That was the whole goonicide thing. So I don't know what to believe about gooning anymore. I feel so lost about goon. I don't even know the meaning of goon anymore. Yeah. A lot of drug related readings. Now I wanted to take a break from technology and dive into another type of technology. Now it did freak me out a little bit that I'm not going to be able to get red gushers anymore. I'm really scared because red gushers is what I needed to kind of feel calm about the drones and stuff. I'm not gonna get tinfoil hat. I'm really not. But what is great is, I feel it would be appropriate. This, by the way, all this drug news literally happened in like within 5 days of each other. The FDA stuff, and then the thing I'm about to bring up next. This to me is just such a good way to close it out. Florida woman with bag that read "definitely not a bag full of drugs" was arrested, and the bag had drugs. And we'll put the image up. But if you're listening on audio, you can go fuck yourself. Because this is a visual show. All right. This is an infinitely repeating parking lot. You need to be watching this show. No, the design of this bag is hysterical. This font is like, they used to use this probably in the 50s for, a washing machine or like a rotary phone that was also used as a vibrator. And now that's been repurposed as a cheeky font for Live, Laugh, Love t-shirts and things like that. So the image of this is awesome. But I had to read this. A Florida woman was arrested on January 18th after a traffic stop. And guess, let's just guess what type of drugs were in this bag. Think about it for a second. Methamphetamine. And when I read methamphetamine, all I want to think about is hard, blue, Breaking Bad rocks of meth. That's what I like to imagine is in her bag. She just has a Minecraft stock of blue crystals in this bag. They used canines to find this. And, when a canine can identify meth, doesn't that mean you have to give the canine a little bit of meth? I don't even know how they train dogs to do that. I'm sure there's a science to it because, dogs can smell shit and that's all they need. But how do we know they aren't just setting the canine down, looking both ways, being like, hey, I'll let you get a little bit of lick, just a little lick in on the rock. Just get a little sample of it. But yeah, typical Florida man thing. That's actually, dogs eating drugs. That was something I learned recently. Is I guess there's been like a uptick in doggies finding leftover baggies of cocaine and stuff. They're that's what they should have been doing in Zootopia. That'd be like some Seth Rogen type production, you know. In a world where dogs rule everything, humans aren't the only ones that party. Hey, I found his baggie. Bunch of coked out dog. I guess, would that not just be BoJack in a way? Yeah. Hey everyone, I got to take another quick break to thank a sponsor of today's episode, DraftKings. Everyone's favorite slot game is live on DraftKings Casino. Hit the reels wherever and whenever to play for wild western wins. New players can play $5 to get a spin on the mystery wheel for a shot at up to 1,000 in casino credits. Download the app and sign up with the code COMPANY. You can join the stampede with Buffalo on DraftKings Casino now. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. 21 plus, physically present in Connecticut, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, West Virginia only. Void in Ontario. Eligibility restrictions apply. One per new customer. Play $5 and spin wheel to receive between $10 and $1,000 in non-withdrawable casino credits for select games that expire in 168 hours. Terms at casino.draftkings.com/promos ends January 19th, 2025 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. Hey everyone, we want to take a final quick break to thank a sponsor of today's episode, Mint Mobile. 2025 is here and Mint Mobile has a resolution for you. They want to make it possible for you to have a resolution to save some serious cash by switching to Mint Mobile. And right now, you can get half off their 3-month unlimited plan. You could be saving a lot by switching to Mint Mobile, depending on your wireless plan. You know, obviously, I'm not in your house, but knowing how standard wireless plans can go, they can be very expensive. And Mint Mobile wants to give you the opportunity to save some cash this year. You could do that by signing up for Mint Mobile, specifically any of their 3-month plans. So they offer plans in 3, 6, and 12 months, and they're broken down by data. Okay, so you can sign up for 5 gigs, 15 gigs, 20 gigs, or unlimited. And if you sign up for any of their 3-month plans, they are offering all of those plans for $15 a month, which is pretty crazy. So regardless of what you sign up for those 3 months, you're only paying $15 a month. Each of their plans have high-speed data, unlimited talk and text, and they use the nation's largest 5G network. You can bring your current phone and phone number. It's easy to sign up. You can do it online to get your 3 months of premium wireless service for $15 a month. If you switch to Mint, new customers can get half off an unlimited plan until February 2nd. To get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month and to get your plan shipped to your door for free, you can go to mintmobile.com/lot. That's mintmobile.com/lot. A $45 upfront payment is required. That is equivalent to the $15 a month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Speeds will slow above 40 gigs on the unlimited plan. Additional taxes, fees, and restrictions do apply. See Mint Mobile for details. Yeah, weird news week. I was just trying to find stuff that is a little bit less dark. We're at the end, so if we want to be really dark and if we want to be really real, really really real, it's just such a shame we won't get fruit by the foot anymore. That's the real shit. In this new world we live in right now, we have no more fruit by the foot. Nah. I was getting this really kind of sinking feeling where I'm like, man, they just want us hopped up on shit. The powers that be, they want us on galaxy gas, they want us on ketamine, they want us, on Zyn. They just want us doped up. I started feeling that way. And it's obvious that it's just corporations behind all this and there's nothing stopping them, which again comes back to the whole idea of corporations acting with impunity. And hard not to get a little bit sad about that. But I guess I would say, as much as you can, don't do it. Some of you may not have been alive for the D.A.R.E program. there was a dog in a trench coat. I always thought this dog was so cool. Yeah. Take a bite out of crime. Speaking of McGruff the crime dog, you know, the D.A.R.E Dog, dude, the actor for McGruff the crime dog gets 16 years in prison. No way, dude. He was sentenced to 16 years from a 2011 arrest. They seized 1,000 marijuana plants, 27 weapons, including a grenade launcher, and 9,000 rounds of ammunition from his home. This was in Houston. This was handed down on Thursday. Now this article was written in 2014. He pled guilty. So 5 years till he's out. Yo, McGruff went into the business. Take a bite out of crime. He was telling you to stay away from crime because he had done it. Now, I wonder if he was blowing gas the whole time he was doing this character. What did his voice even sound like? Because you know what? I wonder if he had a smoker's voice. Let's see.
That's Jenny. But that's not Jenny's dad.
They didn't think this guy was smoking a ton of weed? This guy sounds like a freak.
Here's my nephew Scruff, about to run into trouble again.
Here's my nephew Scruff. Dude, this guy was blowing so much gas. You don't get a voice like that only smoking cigars. You got to be on the good stuff. No, I guess you could, in theory, smoke anything and sound like that. That's hilarious. Wow. Yo, in 5 years and that dude's bailed out, we should interview him. That's crazy. I wonder if there's any more info. John Morales. Jonathan Morales. Yo, he does not look how I thought he would look. Yo, they didn't know this guy was chill? I'm looking at his eyes. He looks very chill. Very chill with that voice. Little did they know bath salts were around the corner. And they would be taking a bite out of crime. Kill me now. Yeah, but don't do it, guys. Stay away from the galaxy gas. Stay away from that stuff. Get different vices. You know, I think there's semi-healthy vices. You know, like vaping. Nah, JK. Stay away from the vapes, dude. Try to be healthy. As much as you can. But I don't know. It also, we're at the point where everything we consume feels like it's killing us. So I guess if it tastes like cherries, you may as well. That's why it's like, give us the gushers. If you're going to let us do Zen and the galaxy gas, at least let us have the petroleum gushers. I don't know. Fear-mongering about microplastics and stuff, that's played out. That's not even cool anymore. We got to figure out the new fear-mongering, guys. What are we going to fear-monger about? AI, played out. Technology, played out. What's the most innocent thing we could take and make you scared of it? Let's brainstorm for a second. There's nothing. I don't think there's anything that innocent anymore that we could scare anyone about. Oh, hiking. Hiking is actually massively toxic for you, and it's killing you slowly. The fatalist practice of hiking. Hiking is killing you slowly, and you don't know it. Touching grass is killing you slowly, and you don't know it. Hiking in Los Angeles might actually kill you right now. Because the paths are covered in fire. Now, if you live in LA, mask up, air quality, I'm sketched out by it. I'm not saying what it is or what it isn't, but I'm sketched out by it. Get some type of air purifier for your home. MERV 13 filters. They're cheap. You can make your own, like with painter's tape and a cheap fan. Try to clean the air in your home. You know, I say this because I've just been wondering if my little boy has been breathing in horrendous shit. I have not been opening my windows and stuff. I've been staying away from that. But my goal with this show is not to become schizophrenic about things I can't prove. But I do think it's worth vocalizing, at least in LA. Just, you know, be cautious. You know, the EPA, they were not so careful with the toxins around 9/11. And I know that's been a big discussion point here. So, yeah, I think it's worth saying at the very end of the episode where the engagement has completely fallen off, and it's just me and 20 of you. It's kind of like the show I did last night. I'll yap about that a little bit before I get out of here. It's been a while since I got to just get up and do sets around town by myself. And I love it. I love just being able to do like 10, 15-minute pockets. You know, you work out some stuff. And then you dip into some old, but it starts bombing. But working out material is a lot of fun. If you've come to see me, I appreciate it. I know I haven't been doing anything terribly new. And that's just because I'm trying to get, you know, back into the swing of things. I haven't really done stand-up in a few months. So just getting used to performing again. Well, that's been great. But I did this show last night, and there's a guy in the front row, literally looks like the Unabomber. Has a zip-up hoodie, a hood over a hat with glasses, and he's got his feet on the stage, and he was posted up like man spread style with his hands in his pockets. And, you know, he's a well-meaning guy, you know, nothing crazy, but he just stuck out like a sore thumb. I've never seen anyone at a comedy show hoodied up, hands in pockets like that. I don't think you can get away with that in other states. Here, you know, you're not, or at least in LA, you're not bringing firearms into a venue. At least you shouldn't be. But yeah, I thought it's just such a bold clothing choice. But I love nothing more than doing a show for a quarter-filled room. Because that's when you feel like it's just with your friends. You got to get intimate real quick. But yeah, it's been good getting back on stage and just working shit out. I'm trying to write new stuff. I don't know what to put in this hour. I feel like the last one was really kind of, it was like a little bit like tech focused, and I don't know if I want to do that again. Because that was like what was really inspiring me over the last year and change. So anyways, guys, thank you for listening to this episode of The Company Lot. I'll check in with you next week to take more, or actually no, the week after, take out more bites out of crime. I'll have some videos in between then. But as always, appreciate you, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.